Welcome back. You are watching The Big Picture on the Swiss Pulse. Earlier, we dove into the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona and got a glimpse into the future of mobile technology. But here at home in Switzerland, we're also jumping on the 5G train. Swisscom customers are expected to get 5G by the end of 2018. That means faster speeds and shorter response times. But while it sounds like things are steaming ahead, 5G does come with technical and administrative challenges in Switzerland. And joining us now in the studio is Franz. He is National Councillor and Chairman of the Board of Internet Provider Green.ch. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
For joining us at our big picture table here. So, as you saw earlier, we were in Barcelona speaking with our correspondent, seeing all of these things that are technically now possible. But the big question is, when we look at it here in Switzerland, how realistic is it?
You know, I think it's definitely very important for the country that we are at the edge of this new technology, and whatever we can do, I think we should already have it tomorrow. Now,
5G, right?
You know, speaking as an IT entrepreneur, it can't be fast enough. On the other hand, you know, let's go back to the reality on political life. It still needs to take some hurdles in the parliament, but I'm definitely optimistic that it will come.
So now that you bring up these hurdles, what are they? What are the challenges that we're facing at the moment with the 5G?
I'm 2 years now in the parliament. Always when issues are coming up with broadcasting via antennas, you have a lot of people who have concerns on energy, radiation, people having problems not sleeping. We have farmers saying that, the cows don't give enough milk because of the radiation. So it's definitely an issue. On the other hand, looking at the reality, looking at studies, I think there is no question that 5G is a technology that we need for the country. And I think if you look at our broadcast, the radiation levels that we have in Switzerland, it's much lower than what, for example, in the European Union is being used to broadcast.
Okay, so we're actually on the lower end.
Definitely, and but still, these issues are coming up when you're talking in the parliament.
Are you very divided in Parliament at the moment over this, or is it?
No, I think my feeling, I don't know the result yet. The votes, the State Council will do this probably next week, and then the National Council will follow probably next summer, the summer session in June. Personally, I think overall the majority will vote yes for this 5G technology because it's so important for the country. But still, there will be a lot of lobbying, a lot of controversial discussion going on then when it comes to the discussion in the parliament.
And you've said it's very important for the country. How do you see this being used on a national level, I guess?
I think we have to be aware, Switzerland is today one of a very big country for data centers. We are hosting almost 25% of the European data are stored in Switzerland. We have a lot of IT companies. We have a lot of technology that is being controlled, managed over right now 3G, 4G network. The data usage right now on the 3G and 4G network is reaching almost not only in the big cities, also in the urban town, rural areas, is reaching up to 90%. So it's the whole capacity is at the limits, and I think it's a necessity going into the next chamber and making the next step now, and also to make sure that if new technologies like cars that drive by themselves need this type of technology.
So you think that's where we're headed, huh?
I'm convinced. I'm convinced.
And if we look at 5G, you are an expert in digitalization. You have been in the industry for a long time. You said an internet entrepreneur,
right,
etc. Is the 5G technology so revolutionary? I mean, is it a bigger step than we've ever seen, or?
I would say it very simple. There is never enough speed and broadband available.
Yeah.
What I could imagine, and I'm not sure if it's hard to predict, but I guess, especially private households, maybe in 5 to 10 years, I don't know if they still need a home, a home wired internet access, or will they do all wireless by 4 or 5G then? I don't know. There can be a certain substitution, a replacement of the home fiber network connections. But still, I think many people, even at home, they don't like to do this all, wireless. So probably the fiber connection at the home will stay, and then the
like
wireless,
a combination. Then
I think it will be a combination at the end of the day.
And what do you see, or what's the big downside to 5G? Is there a downside besides what we covered earlier, which is the radiation and fears for health fears? But
I think looking at the discussion, the political discussion, that's definitely the main concern is health.
Okay.
I mean, for the
government...
And
what do you say to these health people?
For the government, it also means a lot of money coming in. I think there will be licenses. The government will issue a license, so normally, you get a lot of money paid by the telecom carriers. We don't know yet how this will be done here. Okay. But the investment, at the end of the day, the investments will be done by the telecom carriers. So for them, it's a lot of network infrastructure investment that has to be done the next couple of years. Then they have to amortize it. So the question will be how expensive it's going to be for the end customer at the end of the day having a 5G subscription.
This is the question. What will it look like for consumers? Will there be
data limits? I mean, the greatest complaints customers have today is that there are too many, the price plans on 3G, 4G right now. You have very strict data limitations, and you pay by the gigabytes. Yes. So if you have 5G and the speed is even more increased, the big question for customers will be, is there still so much data usage limitations as we have today? And I hope this will change. Personally, as a customer, I hope there will be no limits, having, as much...
And speed.
It's the need for speed.
Yes, I've gathered. You have a need for speed.
Yes.
Now, you are still chairman of the board at green.ch, so you're still involved as an internet provider. How does this affect your future?
I mean, what we do here in Switzerland, we are running and operating very huge data centers, so where the infrastructure is located. A lot of this infrastructure needs monitoring, needs supervising. That's normally done today with fiber connections, so wired fiber connections. I can imagine that part of this new 5G technology will allow my customers that have the IT in our data centers that they manage certain services out in the field with this wireless technology.
So it sounds like it will also make your life easier.
Easier. It's important. It's an advantage. It's an advantage if we can offer this here. And I think the country as a whole would certainly be behind. Less interesting for high-tech companies if we are not at the edge of this new technology.
So what are the next steps? Because from what I understand, it's not that at the end of 2018 you will be able to buy a phone with 5G, or am I mistaken?
No, I think the 5G devices, they will be probably soon available.
For consumers?
Yes, I think that's not the question. The question is how fast the network operators, the telecom operators, how fast can they roll out this technology? Needs some time, needs some investment. And before they can do the rollout, they need to have the clarity from the lawmaker, from the state, the government, that they are allowed to do it, first of all. They also have to increase the technology. It makes it necessary to slightly increase the power, the power of radiation. That's the big topic.
Part of it, yeah.
And personally, I hope that these regulations, the law has to be, in my view, has to be in place still in 2018, so that the network operators, the telecom operators can, make sure that the network will be ready next year.
Okay, so it sounds like there's still a ways to go.
There is a lot of ambition.
Yes, it's very ambitious.
Yes.
Very ambitious. And do you think, are the Swiss ready for it? Switzerland ready for this?
Yeah, I think overall, you know, there will be some critics, but I think at the end of the day, most people see the advantage that comes with it.
Okay.
So I'm optimistic.
Great. Well, we will see how far your optimism takes you. I have one more question for you, which I asked my associate Samuel earlier. What was your first mobile phone?
Oh, this was very early. I mean, I was always, I think it's called an early adopter, so
yes.
I always have to have the latest, always. So,
so you have a banana phone?
Yes, I think, what was my first? I think it was one of these very old Nokias.
The bricks?
The bricks, yeah.
Yes.
No, yeah, you are right. No, it even before was like a luggage suitcase.
That you carried with you?
Yeah,
and then
yeah. Always interruption. I mean, look, it's unbelievable. It's.
Well, I hope you kept it because it's probably worth some money now.
Yeah, maybe today it could be in a museum.
Yes. Franz, thank you so much for being with us today on the Big Picture.
It was great being here.
It was a pleasure. All right, so now we have a quick break, but please stay with us. There is lots more to come.